something in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself. And I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows.
Hello friends, we're starting off with a chicken bacon ranch pasta. This one is so good. You will definitely want to make it if you like that flavor combo. My sister-in-law makes a delicious chicken bacon ranch pasta, and I was hungry for it, so that is what I'm going to start this video off with. I promise you guys, this is a crowd pleaser. So I've got two boneless skinless chicken breasts. One of them is pretty small. The recipe calls for half a cup of chicken broth and black pepper, one packet of dry ranch dressing, Okay, and because we love garlic so much, I want garlic. The recipe didn't call for it, but I want a little bit of garlic. And then it calls for 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese cubed. Alright, it's cubed. I'm going to just kind of spread it around here. Not very efficiently, I might add. And then this is going to go in the continue to cook here in the crock pot for 4 hours-ish on low. Alright, I've removed the chicken from the crock pot. It is just so tender. I'm just mashing it all up here with my fork. And then in the meantime, I have got my box of pasta here. If you notice, 12 ounces. Kroger has reduced the size of theirs to 12 ounces instead of a pound. But I am going to get that all boiled up here in my salted water and get the rest of this pulled together here. Also in my air fryer, I fried up the bacon. The recipe called for 6 strips of bacon, and so that's all done. And then now I'm going to add the cheese to my sauce. Now here's what the sauce is looking like. The cream cheese has broken down considerably, but there's still a few little lumps here and there. I could smash those all out with my spoon, but not necessary. They will all get mixed together when everything gets in here. So let's start adding in the cheese. The recipe called for cheddar cheese, and of course, as always, I'll have this whole recipe linked or typed out down below for you, so just make sure you look in the description box for that. So the cheddar cheese is going in, kind of mixing that around, and then we're just going to start adding things in here and pulling this together. And instead of using 1 cup of heavy cream, I used a 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup of water, because I think this is going to be rich and creamy enough, and that will cut down on that just a little bit more. There is a lot of cheese already going on here, so that way, just a little cut back there. I think it will be just fine. All right, and this is supposed to go for about 30 more minutes. I'm gonna add back in my shredded chicken. Give that a stir. Wow, that looks great. Lid back on for 30 minutes. All right, 30 minutes have passed. I'm adding in my drained pasta. I'm gonna give that a good stir, and then the bacon comes on at the very last. Let me tell you guys, this is so good. It really is. It was great as leftovers. We had some of their grandsons here this night, and really this is kind of why I made it too. I knew that this would be a crowd pleaser, a kid favorite, which they're all, you know, good eaters. They're not, we don't really have any picky guys in the bunch, but I knew this would be a good one for kids too. So for the cheesy garlic bread, I just had a package of a few of these little hoagie rolls that were left over. I just put those in my freezer when we didn't use them all. Pulled those out, let them thaw out, buttered them, put a little garlic powder on there, and then I just put some cheese, put those in my air fryer, and toasted those up. They were really good, quick and easy and inexpensive because I got this little package of hoagie rolls on sale for like $1.50, I think it was. And so you can't beat that. And yeah, the kids loved these as well. And here's what it looked like in the crock pot right before we dished it up. James and I had some salad to go along with ours, and it hit the spot. I was really glad that I went ahead and made this day, and definitely check it out. I think you would enjoy it. I also had been wanting a potato soup for quite a while, and we had a couple of cool days, and that made me want it even more. So I decided that this was the day, and I made a ham and potato soup. So a little butter into my Dutch oven, and then my veggies, my onion, celery, and carrots, sauteed those together a little bit, added in some of my ham. That's the great thing about baking a big old ham, as at least around here, we always have leftovers. And so I'm able to bag it up, and oh my goodness, you can do so many wonderful things with ham that you have leftovers. So look how good this looks already. I was just really wanting this, and I will say it exceeded my expectations. I make potato soup a lot, you know, throughout the years, a lot of different potato soups, and this particular time I wasn't following a recipe. I was just kind of cooking whatever I thought sounded good in this. That's what I was putting in it. But I've shared a lot of various potato soups on my channel before. Some I follow a recipe. I have one really good recipe that I love that came from an old church cookbook. And then sometimes I make potato soup the way my mom always made it growing up. So just depends. Like I said, I've showed a few of those before, but today was just whatever I felt like I wanted to put in this. So it did not disappoint in any way. So I have some of this French onion Havarti and a little bit of, I think that was a white cheddar there. And I like to, with various things, go into my fridge, see what I need to use up that can go in. And that's what's so great, and the versatility with cooking in your own kitchen. You can use what you have, and that's great to be able to not waste and just make good use of the groceries and the food that you've brought in. So I knew those two cheeses would be great in this soup. And then I'm pouring in some fresh cow's milk. We get milk from a local farmer. And so I poured in some milk, and I'm just kind of looking at it for consistency. You know, do I want more broth? Pretty sure that's probably what we all do when we're just cooking in the kitchen. So this looked about how I wanted it, adding in some black pepper. And then I decided to go along with our ham and potato soup, I would make us a BLT. So that's what I did. Here's the bacon in the air fryer. And here it is, all plated up and ready to roll. This is James' soup with a little bit of croutons on the top. His BLT, it's minus the tomato, some cheese on there, some mayonnaise on this multi-grain bread. This was delicious. We had dinner out on the porch this night. And then I had the soup for lunch the following 2 or 3 days. I just was so happy there was leftovers. It was delicious. Okay, for this night, I'm using these Eckrich jalapeno cheddar smoked sausages, and we're having this tonight because one, James had taken these out of the freezer and put them in the fridge, thinking that he would do them over our our campfire outside. Um, we have a fire going multiple times a week out in our fire pit area. And so he thought, I'm going to roast these over the fire, and then he just didn't get around to it. And then I also had something else in the fridge I needed to use, and they made the perfect pairing. So here I am just sauteing, I think 3 of those in the skillet. And then here's this angel hair coleslaw mix. I had bought 2 bags of these, thinking I would use them both to make a slaw. Only used one, and I needed to use that other one up. But I didn't want slaw again. So I was like, you know what? This is perfect. When he brought those in, he's like, we probably need to use these. I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. Now, this was really super great, actually. Such a shortcut from cutting up your own cabbage. It's not probably as cost effective, but if you need a shortcut, this particular meal right here could be on the table in about 5 minutes. I am not kidding. The sausages saute up really quickly. The cabbage is already shredded up for the coleslaw. And because this was the angel hair, it cooked up so quickly. This just made a really fast meal. So if you need something quick, don't forget about this one. You just hardly can't get any quicker than what this one was. So I am just going in, seasoning at my cabbage here, putting a little bit of bacon grease in there. I used some like a butter garlic seasoning, and salt, pepper, and a little bit of brown sugar in there. And got that all flavored up. It was so good. And I'm probably gonna do this again and take the shortcut by buying this angel hair slaw mix just to do this right here. It was just so quick and easy, and I really love the angel hair, how fine it is. I really like that for slaw, and we really liked it for this as well. And then I just decided to cook up a box of macaroni and cheese. I am a big blue box Kraft macaroni and cheese girl, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to try these Great Value ones out. How will I know if I like it if I don't try it? But I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty much a Kraft macaroni and cheese girl. That is my favorite besides homemade. These were okay, but I prefer the Kraft. So I cooked those up, and look at this. This was our meal. Like I said, it hit the spot. I put a green onion on the side of it, and we ate out on the porch again. Quick and easy, delicious. This is one to keep in your arsenal for the nights that you need a really fast meal. All right, tomorrow is Father's Day, so today James is smoking some meat on the smoker here. Let me just show you what he's got going. Look at all this. So he's got some wings up here on top, and it's time for those to come off. He's not here right now, so he instructed me on what to do here for this while he's gone. So this is a big pork butt down here, and the wings up on top. So it's going to be delicious. He used a little bit of brown sugar, black pepper, some Pit Boss seasoning called Whiskey Fruitwood. I think he used garlic powder and Italian dressing, I think is what he put on the Italian dressing on the wings. I don't think he put any of that on the pork. And yeah, so I'm gonna pull these off. This is for Father's Day tomorrow. The pork's gonna go on, stay on for about another hour. This was really a feast this day, is exactly what it was. My husband James does such a great job with anything he puts on the smoker, and so we had just a great Father's Day. We had the pork, here it is all pulled, and my mother-in-law made baked beans, and she brought a peach cobbler. My daughter-in-law Hope made some deviled eggs and brought a big bowl of fruit. Here's the coleslaw that I made. And I put some of the meat on these delicious seeded brioche buns, and then we just put the crock pot there in case anyone wanted more of this pork, just plain. And our favorite potato casserole, I'm going to have to share that on here sometime. And yeah, there's Gunner being silly. That's our middle son, Gunner and Garrett. We have twin boys. Gunner's the second born. So yeah, we have twin boys, and then our youngest son, Riley. Garrett, Gunner, and Riley. They're all wonderful dads, and so we just had a great day. And then for dessert, also Abigail, my daughter-in-law Abigail, made the most delectable vanilla ice cream I think I have ever had. She had all these wonderful toppings, and it went great with that cobbler. Again, we just had a wonderful day and celebrating the dads, and there's a lot of great dads right here in this room. I'm so proud of our sons and the wonderful dads that they are. James is an exceptional father, and then his dad, a great dad as well. We're really blessed and thankful that we got to spend this day together. And last up, I'm so excited to show you guys this. I'm so excited that it worked out and I thought of it. Okay, so into my little skillet here, I put some bacon grease. I had some ham from when I made the ham potato soup. Like, what am I going to do with the rest of this ham? I was just trying to think how I wanted to use it. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to make breakfast. And so we'll have the ham as our meat along with like gravy, biscuits, eggs, something like that. Then I decided, you know what, why don't I make ham gravy? So I Googled it and I found one recipe. I really couldn't find any ham gravy, but I found one recipe that was what I was thinking I wanted to do. A lot of it was like maybe just like a pan gravy to pour over, like using your ham broth, like to pour over like mashed potatoes. But I was wanting to make like ham gravy like you would make sausage gravy. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna see what I can come up with. So this is my roux to start my gravy, like I always make it. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to go ahead and saute my ham in some drippings as well, to kind of get that ham flavor in there. But I had already started with my roux to make my gravy when I thought of that. So I'm like, okay, we're doing it. We're just doing it. So I just threw it in there, and I used my meat chopper. That thing is so handy for everything and its brother nearly, pulling off some extra fat there. And so I just kind of used that to chop down this ham. And you guys, this was so good. It turned out so great. It basically, by the time I got it chopped down, it was the same consistency that you would have from a sausage gravy, the sausage and the gravy. But what it kind of reminded me of, if you've ever had like a corned beef gravy, or like you could buy like the corned beef in the can, not the hash, just the actual beef, and you can make that into a gravy. This is kind of what that reminded me of, if you've ever had that and you know what that tastes like. So since I decided to go ahead and put the ham in here after I had the roux, I'm basically just putting a little bit more bacon grease, a little bit more flour. Just want to make sure I have enough there to thicken up my gravy once I start adding my liquid in. So my favorite way, hands down, to have breakfast gravy is with a can of evaporated milk. That's how my mom always made it. I just love that flavor that it gives. So that's what I'm using this night. And look at this. It thickened up perfectly. It's got all of that delicious ham in there. I was like super stoked about this, you guys. Plus it was so good. And then also for my freezer, I had some biscuits. And when I make biscuits, I use the same little pan every time, and it makes, I think, 5. Well, we never eat 5, so I've just been, whatever we have left over, I throw it into the freezer. I got those out, cooked them up in my air fryer, basically just reheated them. They were so good to go along with this, so I didn't have to make biscuits this night to go with this. I fried us up an egg, and that was our dinner this night. It was great. Well, I hope you have gotten some inspiration from these things I've showed you in this video. Tell me down below if you think something looks good and you'd like to try it. I would like to hear about it. If you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you as a part of our little family here. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.